Welcome back to the deep dive. You know those times when you're just craving something, I don't know, super light, really airy,
Oh, yeah.
like a proper special occasion dessert, or maybe just, a treat for yourself?
Definitely. Something delicate.
Exactly. Well, today we're getting into just that. We're going on a bit of a culinary adventure, actually, quite a precise one.
Mm-hmm.
Our mission is to uncover the secrets behind a real masterpiece, the angel food cake.
A classic. And sometimes a bit daunting for people.
It really can be. Our guide here is this fantastic, really detailed masterclass from Lisa Louise over on Instructables.
Ah, Instructables, yeah. Good stuff there.
It promises not just the steps, but the why behind them. So let's unpack this and get those game-changing insights.
Absolutely. And, that daunting reputation, it often comes down to just not quite understanding those whys.
Right.
It's less about magic baking skills and more about knowing a few key principles.
Mm-hmm.
This deep dive should really pull back the curtain on those details.
Okay, perfect.
Show you how those little instructions, the ones you might even skip, they're actually crucial for getting that amazing texture. It's about knowing why you're doing it.
Right, turning the knowledge into, confidence in the kitchen.
Exactly.
Okay, let's jump right in. The foundation. Like any big project, the prep is key, isn't it?
Always. Mise en place.
And the first rule from Lisa Louise,
Mm,
get everything together first. All your ingredients lined up before you even think about starting.
makes sense. Avoids that mid-recipe panic.
Totally. And the list itself kind of signals how precise this is. We've got 1 cup of cake flour, 1.5 cups of sugar,
Okay.
and then, this is important, 10 eggs. But not just any eggs.
Let me guess. Room temperature.
Bingo.
Ugh.
Room temperature eggs. Plus 1.25 teaspoons of cream of tartar, 1/4 teaspoon salt, a teaspoon of vanilla extract, 1/4 teaspoon of almond extract,
Classic combo.
and then for later, 1/3 cup of confectioner's sugar for the finish.
Got it.
And while you're getting all that ready, get the oven preheating.
Yeah.
325 degrees Fahrenheit, moderate heat.
Okay.
325.
Now, about those room temperature eggs, Lisa Louise flags this, and it seems so basic, right?
It does, but it's huge.
Why is that the foundation? Why not just grab them straight from the fridge?
Well, think about it. Cold egg whites. Their proteins are all tight, kind of rigid.
Okay.
At room temperature, those proteins relax. They get way more flexible, more elastic.
Oh.
And that means they can stretch and trap way, way more air when you whip them.
So that's where the volume comes from.
That's exactly where that incredible stable volume starts.
Hmm.
If they're cold, you're basically fighting the eggs from the get-go. You won't get that lift.
Wow. Okay, so pure chemistry right from step one.
Pretty much.
It makes you think then, if that's so crucial, what's next? Lisa Louise has this interesting little pre-step with some dry ingredients.
Oh, yeah. What's that?
She has you combine 1 cup of the cake flour with 1/2 cup of the granulated sugar. In a separate bowl, just mix them and set aside.
Okay. Interesting. Kind of a premix. Yeah, like a mini mise en place within the main one. What's the strategy there? Especially since we know the focus is really on those egg whites later.
That's actually quite clever. It does a couple of things.
Right.
First, just simple distribution.
Right.
Gets those two evenly mixed
Mm-hmm.
before they hit the delicate egg whites.
Mm-hmm.
Means less folding later, less chance of knocking air out, trying to get rid of flour lumps.
Ah, okay. Minimizing the handling.
Exactly. And second, maybe a bit more subtle, the sugar helps separate the flour particles,
Okay.
which means it slightly inhibits gluten development when it eventually gets wet.
Mm.
For angel food cake, you want tenderness, not chewiness. So less gluten is good.
Fascinating. So it's about even mixing and tenderness down the line.
Precisely. Setting you up for success later.
Every little detail counts.
Okay.
Foundation set. Now, the heart of the cake, as Lisa Louise calls it, the meringue.
The main event.
This is where precision really kicks in. And the instructions for separating the eggs are super specific. 1 egg at a time into a different bowl first.
Yep. The contamination check.
And 0 tolerance for any yolk. None. Zip. What actually happens if even a tiny bit of yolk gets in? Why is it such a disaster for the meringue?
It sounds fussy, but it's absolutely critical. Egg yolks contain fat, and fat is basically kryptonite for meringue.
Hmm.
Even the tiniest speck coats the proteins in the egg white,
Okay. Ah.
and it stops those proteins from linking up properly to form the network that traps the air.
Yeah.
Imagine trying to build something with greasy Legos. They just won't click together properly.
Ah. Okay, so no structure.
Exactly. Your whites just won't whip up properly. They won't get stick. They won't hold the air. And your cake ends up dense, flat. Game over, really.
That explains the discard any contaminated whites instruction. No second chances.
Not for this cake.
So you've got your pristine whites, all 10 of them, into the mixing bowl, beat on high speed until they're stiff.
Right, stiff peaks. They should stand up straight, maybe with a tiny curl at the very tip when you lift the beaters.
Okay, got that visual. And then comes the support team.
Exactly. While you're still beating, you add the cream of tartar, 1 1/4 teaspoons, and the 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Keep beating for about a minute.
And these aren't just for flavor, are they?
Not primarily. They're stabilizers. Cream of tartar is an acid. It lowers the pH,
Okay.
which helps the egg white proteins bond more effectively and creates a stronger, more stable foam, less likely to collapse.
Like giving the bubbles extra strength.
Precisely. And the salt helps a bit with that stabilization too, plus flavor, obviously. They're like scaffolding for your air bubbles.
Invisible scaffolding, I like that. Okay, so after that minute of stabilizing.
Then comes the rest of the sugar.
Yeah.
That remaining 1 cup.
And you add this slowly, right? While still mixing.
Yes, gradually. Sprinkle in slowly.
Why slowly? Can you just dump it in?
If you dump it all in at once, the weight of it can actually deflate your carefully crafted foam. Adding it slowly lets it dissolve properly and integrate without collapsing the structure. Plus, the sugar itself adds more stability and gives the meringue that nice glossy look. It sort of cooks the foam a bit.
Ah, okay. Makes sense. So once that's all beautifully mixed and glossy.
You take the bowl off the mixer, and then you stir in the flavorings, the teaspoon of vanilla, 1/4 teaspoon of almond extract. Gentle stir.
Okay. Stir, not beat. Got it. We have this amazing, stable, glossy meringue. The star is ready. Now, we need to introduce that flour sugar mixture we set aside earlier. Lisa Louise is very specific. Fold it in, 1/2 cup at a time.
Folding, yes. The crucial step.
Not stirring, definitely not beating. Why is folding so non-negotiable here? What's the actual difference in motion?
It's absolutely make or break. Think about all that air we just beat in. Thousands of tiny, delicate bubbles. That's the whole point of the cake.
Right, the lightness.
If you stir or beat now, you'll just burst those bubbles. Pop, pop, pop. All that volume, gone.
Deflated cake.
Totally. Folding is about gently turning the mixture over on itself with a spatula, cutting down through the middle, scraping across the bottom, and lifting it up and over.
Okay, so a very gentle lift and turn.
Exactly. Incorporating the dry stuff without squashing the air out. Sometimes being gentle gets you much further, especially in baking.
So true. Okay, folding, got it. And then the pan choice, equally specific. An ungreased 10-inch tube pan or a boot pan.
Ungreased. Key detail.
You pour the batter in, smooth the top. I have to admit, I once greased the pan thinking I was being clever.
Oh no, what happened?
Total pancake. It just slid, didn't rise properly at all. Why does it need to cling?
Perfect example. Most cakes, you grease the pan so they come out easily.
Yeah.
Angel soup cake needs the opposite. The batter has to grip the sides of the pan as it bakes.
Why, though?
That grip allows the cake to climb up the sides, like using the pan as scaffolding. It's essential for getting that amazing height and the open, airy texture inside. If it's greased, the batter just can't climb. It slumps. You get a short, dense cake. So the pan is actually part of the structure building process.
The pan is an ingredient almost.
In a way, yes. Its surface property is critical.
Okay, it's mind blown a little bit there. So into its special sticky home it goes. Preheated 325 oven, middle rack, 50 to 55 minutes.
Sounds about right.
Looking for it to be nicely browned on top.
Yep, golden brown.
But wait, there's more. It comes out of the oven. And then what? This next step feels dramatic.
The inversion.
Immediately turn the cake upside down onto a wire rack. Like, flip the whole pan over.
Instantly. Don't hesitate.
Lisa Louise says if it sticks, run a spatula around the edges and then let it cool like that for 45 minutes to an hour. Why the flip? What if you just let it cool normally?
Disaster. Well, maybe not disaster, but a much sadder cake.
Okay.
See, when it comes out of the oven, the cake's structure is still really hot, steamy, and delicate. Those air cells are soft. If you cool it right side up, gravity takes over. The cake's own weight will compress that delicate structure downwards. It'll sink in the middle, become dense.
So it collapses under its own weight.
Exactly. Turning it upside down lets gravity work for you. It hangs, suspended, allowing the structure to cool and set fully without collapsing.
Yeah.
It maintains all that height and airiness you worked so hard for.
Incredible. So you preserve the volume.
You absolutely do. It's essential for the final texture.
Wow. Okay, every single step really is connected. It's like edible engineering.
It really is. A beautiful bit of food science in action.
And finally, after all that care, the best part. enjoyment.
The reward.
Once it's totally cool, that full 45 minutes to an hour, the final touch is just lightly sifting confectioner's sugar over the top.
The snowy finish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lisa Louise mentions you could use a stencil if you want to get fancy, make a pattern,
Nice touch.
or just cover the whole top, and then the moment we've all been waiting for.
Slice and serve.
Slice and enjoy. So wrapping this all up, what does this deep dive really show us? It feels like we've gone from just ingredients to understanding like the soul of this cake, the precision prep, the whole art of the meringue,
Definitely.
that non-negotiable gentle folding, and the critical cooling flip. It feels like we've got a real shortcut to understanding why this cake works.
I think so. It shows how instructions that might seem fussy or even weird, like room temp eggs or not greasing the pan or cooling upside down, they all have a really solid scientific reason behind them.
Right.
And hopefully knowing the why encourages everyone listening to maybe approach their own baking or honestly any tricky task with that same kind of attention to detail, understanding the purpose behind each step.
Yeah, looking for the why.
It really does make a difference to the final result, doesn't it?
It absolutely does. Which leads us perfectly into our final thought for you, the listener, to chew on.
Mm-hmm.
How does understanding these really specific, sometimes counterintuitive steps, the ungreased pan, the upside-down cooling, how does that transform a simple recipe into something more like, well, culinary art?
That's a great question.
And maybe think about this. What other things in your everyday life, what other processes might benefit from that same kind of deep dive, looking for those hidden whys that could unlock a whole new level of mastery?
Interesting. Something to ponder.
Definitely something to think about. Until next time on The Deep Dive.